Welcome, everybody. My name is Diego. I'm the counselor, and I'm the one of the consultants, but I'm the senior consultant, you can say, with King Charles Medical College. The idea with this video is to clarify the most common questions that I get with students and to help you register for the program, as well as for a medical degree. So without any further ado, let's get started. Just to clarify, this video is for informational purposes and nothing more. Of course, if you need extra information or something that wasn't clarified in this video, you can always contact me or contact us, someone in the office, and we will be happy to help. Because I get so many requests from different students and so many questions that are repetitive, I do this set of videos sometimes to clarify and basically to help you make that decision faster. And I'm going to touch a few points why making a decision fast is very important, especially if you're not a student from the European Union and you're coming to the European Union to study. So the first point is to make a difference in the three types of courses that we have. And backing up a little bit, they are all aimed for medical studies in Europe. So if you're watching this video, you're interested in either becoming a medical doctor or a dentist or a veterinarian or something in the field of medical studies. If you're interested in nursing, for example, we don't deal directly with the nursing programs, but perhaps we are able to help you prepare in science if you haven't had any scientific background before. Okay, having said all those, and I'm sorry that I'm speaking a little bit fast, but it's because there's a lot of points that I need to touch in this video. And this video will be posted also in the website, but also in the YouTube channel that we have, and also in different pages that will allow you to register directly or to get in touch with us directly. So, courses that we offer. The courses that we offer, first of all, and just to clarify, are not mandatory by the university. One, in theory, could register directly for the examinations that will allow you to enter a medical degree in Europe in English. But in order to enter, you need to pass an admission test for, at least I'm speaking on behalf of the universities that we cooperate with, and more specifically, Charles University. You need to pass an admission test. This admission test is difficult if you don't have a scientific background. It is very unlikely that you manage, forget about passing, but to reach some decent score. If you do have a scientific background, I gotta tell you that what you received from high school, even if you're coming from an IB program, which is an international baccalaureate, which means that doing this type of high school will give you a bit more than the usual high school, and you'll be more prepared. I'll give you that. But arriving to an exam, to an examination, is more than that. The examinations are difficult. They take between 2.5 and 3 hours long. You get between 60 and 170 questions, multiple choice, and true and false. Not all the answers, when you have to select the correct answer, are incorrect. So let's say if you have 5 different answers that you must choose between these 5, not all 4 are incorrect and 1 correct. In many occasions, you get 3 answers that could be correct, but only one of them will be the most correct, and this is the one that will give you the points. The exams could be tricky because of this, but also there's a lot of knowledge that you must have that simply finishing high school and having science from high school will not give you this. I'm not saying that you're not able to pass the examinations with the knowledge that you received from high school. I'm saying that it's difficult, and you'll be much better off when doing something properly constructed for admissions, like a proper course or having a personal tutor, for example. From my experience working for 8 years with students, going for 9 years soon, I haven't met students that they just arrived to the exam and they passed the exam successfully. This is not something that I can say it happened, at least under my watch, or watching the students or participating in the examination days. Every time that there's an exam and I am there with students, I don't see students passing just by simply arriving to the exam. You have to prepare very strongly. Our students prepare very strongly, usually 4 hours. They study every day for 5 days in a week. And usually this is on a length of 4 and 5 months. So it's an intensive preparation. And even with that type of preparation, not all students pass the same exams, meaning that the exams are really difficult, so you have to prepare. Due to this, we have 3 types of courses that will suit you according to your own possibilities or complications. So the main course that we have is in Prague, and it's a physical course. We invite you to come to Prague in the Czech Republic, and over there you're going to be there 5 months studying scientific courses that will prepare you very, very, very strongly for the admission test, but also you will have Czech lessons and you will study the Czech language, which is not part of the examinations. However, it is part of the medical degree. For the first 3 years, you will study this if you study in the Czech Republic. And it's very important because not only because Czech is mandatory during the medical degree, but also because you will need it on a daily basis while living in the Czech Republic. Having said that, the physical course, you come to Prague, you study from Prague, you participate in live lessons with teachers, with classrooms, with other students like yourself. And only by being there, your chances of getting accepted to passing the exams are much better than if you're not there. Why? Well, I don't have a straight answer to that, but our hypothesis is that students, when they are in Prague, they are immersed in a university environment. They study with other students, and they get perhaps more inspired, more focused. This helps by achieving better results. We see this. We see better results from the students that study in Prague. Nonetheless, we have other 2 options in which you don't have to be in Prague. You can participate online live for the same course that happens in Prague will happen online live if you can't be in Prague, because if you're waiting for the visa or of other reasons, you can study online. The third course is a course that is pre-recorded, is completely online. And this is not a live course. This is not the course that goes on in Prague. You have a student account, you get all the material, you study, and every week you can meet with tutors. These tutors will guide you, but the study is self-study. You have to be disciplined, and you have to study many hours by yourself, and you have to be comfortable doing something like this. If you don't have a scientific background, this will be a bit more complicated, I gotta say, even when meeting a tutor every week. But it's not impossible. So even if you don't have a scientific background, you can do this, and it will just demand more from you, okay? This is a good point for me to emphasize right now, that in order to get accepted to the medical degree in Europe, you don't need a scientific background, and you don't need some specific grades that will be demanded from you. For example, in universities in other countries in which you must achieve a specific grade in mathematics or in chemistry or in physics before even being able to participate in an admission test. In the English programs, the international programs in Europe, you don't need this. You just need a complete high school, that it doesn't matter which field of studies you took. You could have taken social science or humanities and not having studied science at all, and you're still are eligible to participate. If you completed the high school successfully, and if you're allowed to go to a university level in your country, then you're allowed to participate in these examinations to become a medical student. But obviously, you will have to do a test, and the test will test you in scientific subjects that you must know. So the way to know it is to do a course or take some tutoring classes or somehow take extra courses in science. We do these courses in 4 and 5 months for everyone. Even if you don't have a clue about physics, even if you don't have a clue about chemistry, even if you have never read biology or any science at all, within 5 months, in a very intensive course, will get you to the level that you need to pass the examinations. So this is important to clarify. I spoke about the duration of the course, and I'm going to speak about the cost of each course. When you enroll in one of these courses, if you are in Prague, you have to know that you are part of a course that is linked to the University of Charles I faculty. And this one, for those of you that don't know about Charles University, is a very prestigious university that is fully accredited in the US, fully accredited in the UK, and of course, fully accredited in every country in Europe. I get a lot of students from India asking me, is it accredited in India? What about India? Well, I don't have the answer, but something that I do know is that Charles University works with India and has many teaching hospitals working in India, connecting students from the Czech Republic to India. And about accreditation, usually a student that comes from outside of their country, especially Europe, India, that they are in different continents, then the student arriving to India again needs to clarify what is needed to become certified in India, and they do it. They do the examination that is needed or the hours that are needed to do, and then the student gets certified. But in terms of accreditation, I can say 100% that is accredited in the US, in the UK, and every country in Europe. Which means that if you plan to work in Europe or in the UK or in the US, then the university is a good choice, Charles I faculty. The cost. If you're in Prague, the cost is 10,285 euros. This is the 5-month course in Prague, physical course. It is half or about half of what 1-year tuition fee in the Czech Republic in Charles I will cost you, which is about 20,000 euro per year. These are not cheap cost or low tuition fees, but we're referring to a very prestigious university. You can compare it perfectly with Oxford or other very important university in the world. So this is a very prestigious, this one is a very prestigious university, so the tuition fees are a bit higher. If you are participating in the live online, at this moment, it is the same course that is in Prague, so the tuition fees are the same. But if you're participating in a pre-recorded course, this is a course that is not attached to any university. It's only a program, a material, a student account in a course that will prepare you for exams without being attached to any university. You study only scientific courses, and the cost is 2,300 euro. Again, I will remind you that this is a pre-recorded course. You're not participating in a classroom. You're by yourself, studying on your own, at your own time, at your own place, at home, the office if you work, or anywhere else. And it's not attached to a university, meaning that at the end of the course, you have to contact us, ask us when the next exam is, so you can register when you feel ready, and then we will register together, and you can participate of the examinations, but you will not be guided by the university. When it comes to universities, all courses are not bound to one specific university. Means that you can participate, apply to as many universities as you like. You can apply to Charles I faculty, Charles II faculty, you can apply to Palacký University, you can apply to Hungary, to Italy, to Croatia, to Lithuania. We work with all of these countries, and we actually encourage students to apply to more than one university. What happens with accommodation if you come to Prague? Well, accommodation can be provided by the university, and this means that you could have accommodation arranged from Prague. So by the time you come to Prague, you have a place. But also, accommodation is needed if you need a visa. And this is when I'm going to touch about visas. To get a visa, if you're not a student from Europe, if you don't have a European passport, you will need to apply for a student visa. A student visa is a long-term residence visa that would allow you to be in Europe more than 90 days for the most countries. In order to get the visa, you need to be accepted to a study program. You need three things. Accepted to a study program, you need accommodation arranged, and you need health insurance, a comprehensive health insurance. All students studying in the Czech Republic and in Europe that are not from Europe, in order to get the visa, they need these three things. So you cannot be missing any of these three things, because then you wouldn't get a visa, or your visa will be rejected automatically without any possibility to look at it and consideration at all. So when you register to be in Prague, the university will send you all these documents. You can schedule with the university, book accommodation, health insurance, and of course, by paying the fees and being registered to the program, you get the invitation from the university. So a lot of the questions that I get from students is, could I get accommodation that is not from the university? Because what happens is the university offers student dormitories that are fairly cheap, about 4 euros per night. 4 euros per night. It's very cheap. But they are student dormitories. It's not a private room for you. It's not a hotel. So if you want to live by yourself in a studio apartment, you have to rent something in the city, in Prague. And you can do that. But if you do that, you have to do this on your own. And you have to make sure that by the time you have an appointment with the embassy, you have the documents that say that you have accommodation in Prague. Otherwise, you will not get the visa, or your visa appointment will be postponed. So with the university, you have it very easy, because you can book with them beforehand and have all the documents for when you come for the interview at the embassy in your country. So for visas, something that I must clarify is that students from India, Africa, Middle East, their visa processing is longer than students from other parts of the world, like, I don't know, US, Canada, perhaps the Caribbean. I am not entirely sure, but I have experience with students from India, Middle East, and Africa applying for visas, and the visa processing times are very, very long. It can be 3 to 6 months, and these can take a long time. And students are asking me all the time, can you try to make it faster? Can you talk to them? And the answer is no, we can't. We don't have any connection with embassies. The university has no connections with embassies. And we cannot influence the visa processing in any way. For this reason, if you're from one of these countries, India, Africa, Middle East, and that includes other countries in Asia, perhaps like I don't know, Pakistan or other countries that I didn't mention. If you're from this region of the world, you have to know that the visa processing is going to be very long. You have to start soon. You cannot think about it 2-3 months. You will not have the visa on time. It's very important. If our courses start every October and every February, and you are a student from India or Pakistan, for example, then you have to know that you have to start applying no later than April. Right now it's April 21, 2023, just for the record. So we open our next course in October, and if you want to apply for these courses and get a visa on time, you have to start applying now. You cannot prolong this for very long, because then the course will start without you being physically in Prague. What happens if the visa, if you're still waiting for the visa and the course started, then we start online. That's not a problem. We start online. But students get disappointed because they are not, the course starts and they're not able to be present in Prague. So don't think about it too much. The course is a course that belongs to an important organization that has been teaching students and training students for almost 20 years, but also the university has, it's completely backed by the university, which makes it very, very strong. So you don't have to think about it too much. If you want to do it, you can do it and just go ahead. You will not regret it. It's a great program. It will give you strength and knowledge and training, not only to pass exams, but to be a very good student, a very good student in university when you start your first year of medical studies. I'm gonna answer the question now about how many students in each classroom. We usually have between 20 and 30 students. And this, of course, differs from year to year and from semester to semester. But you could calculate that between, I would say, in the lowest, you could be between, in a class that has 12, 15 other students to all the way to 30 students or even 40 students. We don't make the classes too big. So I said 40, but we usually never reach these numbers on purpose, because we want to stop the classes. The classrooms are a good number that is easy for everyone to attend and to pay attention and to get the knowledge and obviously to advance. If a class is too big, then this wouldn't be a possibility. So we don't do that. If we have too many students, then another classroom is open. And students have asked me also, how many students from India? How many students? So it depends. We always have students from India. We always have students from the US. We always have students from Canada, from Europe, of course, from Sweden, from Norway. We have a number of students all the time. We have students from other parts of the world. I had students, of course, from Africa, from Kenya, from what other countries? Ghana, Kenya, South Africa, of course. So we always have students from different parts of the world. Middle East, Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, from Israel, from Qatar. So we have students from all over the world. These programs are international. When you study medicine, these programs are international, so you can expect having students and classmates from all over the world, everywhere. Okay, you can expect really literally having students and classmates from many different parts of the world. The registration process is the last thing that I'm going to speak about, the registration process. If you want to register, there are 2 agreements to sign when you sign for the physical course in Prague. One agreement is with the scientific part with King Charles Medical College, and the second agreement is with the Czech part, or UJOP, which is the organization from Charles University that takes care of pre-university studies and Czech studies or language studies. So the first way to register it will be to sign the initial agreement that you will see a link in the below. Either if you're watching on YouTube, it will be in the comments, and if you're watching from a page, registration page, it will be below under this video. It will be the button that you can download this initial agreement. This initial agreement, you sign it, and you send it back to me, to the email address which is listed below, which is info@kingcharlescollege.com. Once I get the agreement signed, I will send you payment instructions. You have to pay the fees. You have to pay in full if you are waiting for the visa. The fees are 10,285 euros. If you're paying with credit card, it's a bit higher. I don't remember exactly, but it's in the range of 10,500 euros because of the fees. And after you have paid the fees, then the university will get in touch with you. You submit a form also, and I get in touch with the university, and the university starts preparing all the documentation that you will need for the visa. This is crucial because after you are sent via post the original documents to your home address, then in this moment you have to book an appointment with the embassy, and the embassy will set an appointment in which you have to go there physically and present the documents that the university will send you. After that, you will have to wait for the resolution for the visa to be approved or not. Hopefully it will be approved. And this is the registration process. So a disclaimer is that we cannot guarantee a visa acceptance. The visa is very tricky. It depends on the embassy, but we give you all the tools and all the documents that you need in order for the visa to be approved. And we cannot guarantee acceptance to a university. You still have to study very hard and pass the admission test. But I can tell you that we have, and we keep for many, many years, more than 90% of success rate with the students that they study the course, they present themselves to the exam, they pass, they get accepted. So the program works flawlessly for many, many years. So I think the video was very long already. Go ahead. If there is anything that I haven't answered in the video, write me back. If you feel that you had all the answers and you want to save time, please download the agreement, sign it and send it back to me, and then we will take it from there. I hope you register from this video. I hope to see you with us in Prague, and I hope you have a very successful medical career, medical degree as a student, and medical career as a medical doctor. Good luck, and I'll talk to you very soon. My name is Diego. If you want to write me or if you want to schedule an appointment with me, feel free. Take care.